Here we are back again. It's December. It's the last podcast for the year, Dana.
I cannot believe that we have been doing this for 7 months. This is amazing.
Wow. Yeah, since June. Thanks to Sal Media, right?
That's right.
So today, we're going to do a year in review.
A year in review. I bet that is going to be very interesting and tell us lots of good information.
Yeah. So we're gonna start. It's basically hello and then goodbye, because you're gonna see all the slides of everything that we've done this year, and I'm gonna tell you what. Holy cow! The Women's Club of Statesville has
done a ton
Holy
of
cow!
Stuff.
But it's not just one or two people. We've got up to how many members now?
We have 49 members right
49
now.
49 members. So these ladies have been busy. So here we go. We've got the January meeting. A new year, a new you.
A new year, a new you. What a way to start a year.
Yeah.
It was a very interactive meeting. And lots of fun.
Yeah. So there was Tammy and Roxy, which are members, did chair yoga. And there was a member art contest, which we'll have a slide next. They had healthy food. But this is funny, okay, y'all? If you look at the food slide, look at those iced cakes and stuff. So this was the irony that I saw as I was pulling up photos, because Shelley Arthur decided to throw some bake sale potential recipes out there, and so we completely just tweaked their healthy food table. Yeah, so that's funny.
If you look at the picture, you see all of these. You see the fruits and the vegetables and the yogurt.
The evil stuff is on one side, and the good stuff, healthy, is on the other. Good and bad,
and
duality.
I bet you know what
table.
Got eaten the most.
What's that?
The evil stuff.
What a way to start the new year. All right. So then after that, we had some chair yoga here. And you can see how, no, they're not asleep. They're actually stretching in a chair. Mm-hmm. And there's Tammy and Roxy. So then the Member Art Festival. So our winners, wow, we had three winners that participated. We had photography, we had Rita Tondo, and also Leanne Sherrill, and then Linda Lavender did some cross-stitch and crochet, right?
That is correct.
Yeah, we have some talented
We have some very talented ladies in our club, and as a matter of fact, we took those on to the district.
Really?
Yes, the winners of the art, photography, and crochet and cross-stitch, we took those to the district level.
Very nice.
And we had a winner at the district level.
Holy cow.
And then they had the opportunity, if they had chosen to go on to the state.
So who won district?
Linda Lavender won district.
Nice.
And I believe one of Rita's pictures also won district.
Wow. Yeah, she's got some really pretty stuff. Talented club members.
Very talented.
So then also in January, God knows we can't just do one thing. We've got to do several things.
That's us.
But it was neat because we allowed women to donate food items that were donated to Yoke Fellow Ministries. It was a good haul. You can see all of the stuff that was piled in the back of my car.
In the back of your big old SUV, it was full.
Yeah, that was really, and it was timely because typically the Women's Club does a food drive during December, right?
We tend to do a food drive in December, but we had so much going on that we had chosen to wait, and then it turns out that the pantry at Yoke Fellas was bare.
Yeah.
And so it was a very timely
She was
event.
so excited to see this food come in, so that's awesome. So then February was interesting. We had Dr. Lisa Moser come in, And it was ironic because she's a real talented woman. She's a Statesville native, right?
She is.
And so we thought she was going to talk about her Upwind project,
Right.
which was kind of like a project where she was teaching empowerment.
I think it was focused on women's empowerment, but empowering African Americans, and she also is a certified peer support specialist.
Gotcha. Okay.
And so she works with people that have mental health or substance use issues.
Right.
And turns out she had a more interesting thing to talk about.
That was really cool. So she shared with us her vision to create a Black historical district in the South Center Street area, and I'm happy to see that she's got some traction going on with members of the community.
Yes.
The library was totally on board. I'm not sure what else she's going, but I think they're well on their way, at least for the cemetery, right?
They are on their way with the cemetery. They
Yeah.
have made some progress.
Yeah, that's really neat. So then after that, February was Loving Your Valentine Bake Sale. This was my baby. It's kind of like when it's your idea, guess what? It's your baby.
That's right.
But I like to bake and I like to cook, so that really spoke to me. But we had a lot of fun. Fun Flower Fellowship that made a lot of dough.
I love that. But there I am, the non-cook, non-baker in the kitchen.
Oh, you were killing it. Look at that.
Putting it away.
Man, you were making those. Those were those cherry almond cheesecakes.
Yep.
Those were, oh my gosh. And then here's Sandra and Rita Tondo and Roxy and Tammy, and then me and Rita again, and then Wanda in the background. Okay, so the world-class whoopie pies.
Oh my gosh. I have to tell a story about that.
Please do.
So the other day, I was cleaning out my freezer and I found one that I had frozen. And I'm talking, this was in like November.
Wow.
And I put it in the fridge to let it thaw out, and it tasted just as good
Oh my
as the
God.
day that we sold them.
No way.
I'm not kidding you.
Those things were amazing, and we are considering a Mother's Day bake sale rather than the Valentine again, and I think those are going to have to be on the menu. We sold a ton of those. Obviously, they were like a small dinner plate size almost. So yeah, they were really fun. So then here's the gang coming out of the kitchen. It wasn't everybody. We had a great turnout.
We had a lot more people than that.
Yes, we did. And then there's Frankie Epperson. Hey, Frankie, thinking about you as you're healing from surgery, by the way.
Love you, Frankie.
And then the secondary one that was the top seller was chocolate dipped strawberries. Yep. And there's Yolanda. She was doing custom delivery.
Yep.
And you can see our refrigerator. That wasn't even full. See, we had already had people pick up. That thing was packed.
It was.
And then we have another refrigerator that was completely full.
Both refrigerators were full.
Now, of course, some of the items didn't have to be refrigerated, so they were sitting out on tables. We cooked our brains out, but it was really, really fun. And it was a success, I thought.
And a great fellowship builder.
It really was. I think everybody, no matter if they'd say, "Oh, I don't know how to cook," I said, "Well, I'll tell you what you have to do."
That was me.
Yeah. Me and Kim Mulray were the Christmas crack people, and she's so much now on crack. I might have to get her in a rehab center. She says, "Shelley, I make it every month," and
now
she says,
tell them what that is.
Yeah, so it's like a cracker toffee. And I started making it, I don't know how many years ago, but I want to say it was Trisha Yearwood's recipe that I got out of a magazine, The Country Singer. And I started making it, and people were just like, "Oh my God, this is so great!" So there is definitely a way to do it, and Kim has got the She's got
the touch.
She's got the touch now. Yeah. So then in March, we had Read Across
Right.
America. And I thought something that was interesting was that the Women's Club has participated for 13 years.
Yes, even through COVID.
Yeah. Wow.
Even when COVID hit, we said, we have done this for 10 years. We are going to find a way to do it. And so we created virtual kits. Mm-hmm. Well, we created kits for the children in the virtual learning programs. And so last year was, I think, year 13. This year, 2013. Mm-hmm. 2023, I'll get it out right in a minute, was year 13.
Yeah. Well, I read to first graders. And, oh, my gosh, I just wanted to, eat them. They were so cute.
They are.
And they read so well. Oh my gosh, I was so impressed with them. And I read from, I can't remember the book, but we started talking about reading and your favorite books, and I brought up the Magic Treehouse series. And, some of those kids actually knew, because I think it was not a first grade level book.
Not.
But a lot of them, yes, they knew about that, and they had read some. So I said, what's so fun about reading is you can go on little virtual adventures through that book. So, that was really enjoyable. And then also in March, our meeting, we had a kind of a St. Patty's theme, which was fun. And as usual, when we have a meeting, we do have food. But this one was a particularly large spread. Holy
it is.
Cow.
This is a pretty big spread.
Wow. I don't know what those things are over there. I think sandwiches or something. But yeah. And our guest was Joel Reese. And it was the 100-year anniversary of the library.
That's right. And the Women's Club started the Statesville Library over 100 years ago.
That is so cool. So, what I thought was really interesting is he spoke obviously about the library, but he also shared so many historical facts about Women's Club members, what the Women's Club had done. And this is digging. This is not like just people he knew, because I don't know how old he is, but he did. It was fascinating.
It was.
I think he started with our first president and gave us some really really interesting information.
Miss Betty Long.
Yeah.
Not Miss Betty Long. Miss B.F. Long.
B.F. Long.
She goes by Miss B.F. Long. So
then April, we had a meeting, and it was a project. So remember, we have socials, and we'll be talking about that. But one social, we did pot painting, and they were little terracotta pots. And then we took those terracotta pots, and for the April meeting, we made what I called fun flowers.
Fun flowers.
And they were made from foam flower cutouts and paper flower cutouts. And one of our, I don't know, I think it's on the slide when we deliver them, but there's an up-close picture coming up of one of the flowers. And one of our members, Sue O'Malley, she owns the Your Coffee Place in Troutman. She is a crafter supreme.
Yes, she
goes, I can make leaves, because I said, the only thing I can't find are leaves. And she says, oh, I can make leaves. What do you want? And I said, well, I just, this size. And she goes, would you like writing on them? I went, can you? And so she made leaves, and one said, you are, and the other said, my sunshine. And so that was so much fun. I think we had probably a pretty large turnout for that meeting.
We did have a good turnout for that meeting.
So also what was done is we collected, kind of like, we collected the food for January. We had been collecting comfort critters and early reader books. And so we had a haul. There's Kelly Falk. And then we took them to the Dove House, and you know what they do is they provide those to the children that they're serving.
Right.
And it just kind of takes the edge off of things.
Yeah, it makes it a little easier on those children.
Yeah, yeah. So that was really fun, and she showed they were kind of low. They were getting low on them. Obviously, behind you can see the bookshelf, but yeah, they were getting a little low. So she really appreciated that. So also in April is a busy month.
April is a very busy month.
Talk about the Blooms for a Cause. Dana.
Well, Blooms for a Cause is our annual geranium sale, and I kind of borrowed the name. You know, your favorite phrase is R&D.
R&D, rip off and duplicate, baby.
And so one of the women's clubs down east on the Outer Banks area, actually I think it might even be Holden Beach, does Blooming for a Cause.
Oh, nice.
And I called him and I said, would you be upset if I borrowed part of your phrase? And so I came up with Blooms for a Cause.
That's
because
nice.
we sell blooms.
Right.
And we sell tons and tons of geraniums. We pre-sell them, prepay them. Then you come pick them up at the clubhouse in April. And we occasionally have some left that we will sell at a quote-unquote yard sale. But for the most part, we pre-sell, and that's as a direct result of COVID.
Right. So then also what was fun is that Frankie Epperson, she says, wouldn't it be fun if we did painted pots? So we had some members and some outside members paint pots, and we sold those separately, and that was fun. There was a Willie Nelson one. I had a picture somewhere, but man, it just wasn't clear enough to put on a slide. But yeah, some really talented women at the club. And then some of the proceeds of that fundraiser went to Iredell Christian Ministries for their food bank. Is that what that is?
Yes, we found out that Iredell Christian Ministries at the time of that we were given a donation had empty pantry.
Oh, wow.
And we gave them $500, and if I remember correctly, that equated to about $1,500 worth
Of food. I remember you telling us, like, for every $1, they can buy like 5 pounds of food.
Something like that.
Something crazy like that. So that's amazing. I'm so excited about that. Well, also in April was a celebration of Dana White, our famous president there. So at GFWC of North Carolina's conference in Charlotte, we all surprised her.
Yes, it was such a wonderful surprise.
Yep. So Dana won Club Woman with Heart Award, and that was definitely, I mean, there was no other person that any of the club members could even think would qualify.
Y'all are so sweet.
You have the largest heart of anyone I've ever known.
Well, thank you. That's
It's
very
true.
kind.
It's true, and I'm glad you got to be recognized for it.
That was an honor. But what was so meaningful was the fact that my club women came to surprise me and be there when I won.
We got Regina, we got Valerie, me, we got Kim Turner.
Carol.
Oh, Carol Trahan, yeah. Carol, I miss you, honey.
We miss you lots.
Jennifer Griffith, you, Brent, Linda Lavender, Wanda Rushton, and Dina Chambers. So that was a really good turnout. All right, so back to the fun flowers with the little pots. So the April project ended up being these little flower pots were delivered to Maple Leaf. I wasn't able to be there, but if you zoomed in carefully, you would see those leaves that Sue O'Malley crafted for us, and you can see there's Rita and Kim Mulray, and they're delivering some of those pots to the seniors.
And I went with them on that trip. And the look of joy on the faces of these residents when they got their flower was just priceless.
Well, we have to do that again because it was really a fun project, and it was good to bring a little smile to a senior's face for sure. So on to May, we have the scholarship winner, Trinity Webb. She's lovely and talented because she's also Dogwood Queen.
She is.
Yeah. So there's her and you, and then in front of that beautiful table of food is Stephanie and Barb Thorson. They're the scholarship team,
yeah,
right?
They're our team. Stephanie is the chair, but they are a team.
Right. And wow, that couldn't really happen without the two of them, for sure. And then we also have Tammy and Roxy and Trinity and Kim Mulray and Stephanie again. And this young lady, she made out, man.
She sure did.
She filled her trunk. You can see that. She's going to Western Carolina, and she got a lot of fantastic things, and that was a really great opportunity. And she was a scholarship winner. So we have a scholarship that is available to high school seniors.
Correct.
Doesn't have to be a female, it could be a male, right?
That is true, and we have already selected this year's winner.
Awesome.
We had interviews last Sunday, as a matter of fact, and we have selected the winner. I can't announce it.
No,
but,
that's fine.
We have selected someone.
So the application process starts in like October?
The applications were due November 29th.
Okay.
So they're usually available October and November.
Okay. All right. That's good to know for next year, that if there's someone that might be interested in applying. Okay. Well, then June, hello. Statesville Women's Club podcast begins. A Servant's Heart. And that was your idea too.
Well, I had a little push from So Media, who
okay. All right.
told me about this wonderful opportunity that he provides. And so, yes, we did start it in June.
Yeah. And the name A Servant's Heart came from you.
Yes.
That was your inspiration. Yeah. Well, we wouldn't be here talking right now if it weren't for Isaiah Sanchez.
That's right.
So also, we've got in June, we've got the new member orientation. So we welcomed, let's see, we got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8.
And there were, I think, actually 11 that were there that night. We didn't get a whole picture.
Oh, okay.
They had already left.
Gotcha. Okay. And that's such a blessing when we get new members.
Yes, it is.
Yeah. And Desiree's in there too. There was one thing that she said yesterday as she was leaving our luncheon, and she says, "You know what? I just feel so accepted and so loved here." And she says, and what's great is I know it's not just me. She says, I see all the members just love each other and are so kind and appreciate everybody appreciates each other.
That is so, and it's so true.
It is true. Yeah. Yeah. So then after that, we had the installation of officers. So for the term of 2023 to 2025, and obviously you and I re-upped, Wanda Rushton re-upped, and everybody else was new except for Kim. I think Kim was chaplain before, right?
Kim was chaplain before.
And Stephanie.
Stephanie is still scholarship, but
media is still Leanne.
Right.
Right.
So kind of a mix of
Kind of, yeah.
new and
New and,
past.
yeah, awesome. We have a great team.
We do have a fabulous team. I couldn't do it without my team.
That is very true. So moving over to July was, even though, see, we take a break, right? From June through up to September.
Up to September.
So, of course,
We can't take a break.
it wouldn't be the Women's Club if we stopped doing something.
That's right.
We had to do something. But it's good because I know even though people are on summer break, we even have social things, which is fun. So we kind of still hang in there. And we had a school supply collection for the Boys and Girls Club. And you know what was so awesome was, first off, Leanne Sherrill made that great flyer, but Wanda Rushton came up with this blue toter. The name shall not be named. Where she got it, I don't know. It just magically appeared somehow. I'm not sure. But anyways, it was fantastic. And we put it on the front porch. Why on the front porch? Well, it was because I said, let's try not to do it all under our own power. Let's involve the community, because our roots of the Women's Club were all about getting the community together
You're exactly
and get them
right.
excited about something and partnering with us. And so we did that. We sent these flyers out and asked people to contribute. It was on Facebook, and I'll tell you what, underneath it says fill the bin. We did.
It was full. I mean, you see the picture.
Yeah. I literally had to back up my my SUV in the front yard, and it was full. Yeah, we could. It was so heavy we couldn't but roll it over the threshold to get it on the porch. Yeah, it was great. So thank you everyone who participated. Well, another thing that happened was the Abby Winthrop Smart Girls Camp. They came to the clubhouse and did rock painting. And a lot of people don't realize, but at Pecan Park, which is off of Center Street,
Right.
they have a little rock garden.
Right. It's right there behind the handicap spaces.
Okay. And so, they had a great time painting rocks. I believe Barb Thorson was in charge of that. We had several members come and paint alongside of the young ladies. Well, so we then are starting once again with the September meeting. And Linda Lavender, she's amazing.
Isn't she, though?
She's our historian.
She is our historian.
She's kind of like, that's her permanent position.
She loves history.
Yeah.
And she loves to research about the Women's Club.
Yeah.
And that's her with a story that she found in the paper in her multiple hours of research that she does.
Wow. So it was fun because we also welcomed the new service teams. We started in September with, they're called CSTs. Community service teams. And so we've got Community Impact Group, the Arts and Culture Group, and then the Environment and Education Group, which also includes library. So anyways, it was neat because we all sat at tables with our new teams. So that was really great. I'm looking forward to how these are coming about.
Me too.
So then after that, in September, was Take Out Hunger Day. And that, I can't
talk about it without getting choked up.
Yeah. So, you know what? There was a higher power at work behind that. That's all I'm going to say. Because this came together so seamlessly, I'm telling you. And there were 287 plates of food given out. And I'm not talking like some measly little thing. I mean, they were like, hardly could even close them.
Yep.
Hamburger, hot dog, chips, cookie, baked beans. And it was fantastic. We even had the water donated. Everything was donated.
Everything.
At first, I was thinking, well, we had a little bit out of pocket. I was mentioning to someone at the luncheon yesterday, and I said, no. Because then I remembered there was that anonymous donation. By the time you put that in there, I don't know if really it cost us a dime.
I really think it was totally paid for.
Yeah.
With all of the people that just
The
came
community
from the
yeah,
community and
yeah.
said, "Oh, sure, I'll help."
Yeah, I from the get-go, I was like, well, we need takeout boxes and cutlery sets. And I went online and I put all the stuff in my cart and printed it out and took it to a business in town and presented it, pitched it, and she's like, "Oh my gosh, thank you so much for asking, man!" And she gave me her credit card. She said, "Here, go buy it and bring me my credit card back."
Wow.
And yeah, it was so cool. I mean, and that was just everything was like that.
Everything. I mean, like I called Beaver Farms.
Yeah.
And
For the hamburger, we're talking big bucks.
Big bucks.
Yeah.
And I said, I don't know if you have any or if you can spare any or how it will work, but this is what we're doing. And she was like, let me go see what we've got. And she called me right back and said, would, how many, 500?
It was 50 pounds. 50
pounds of hamburger meat, which is worth about $600, $700.
Yeah, yeah.
And
that was so cool.
Everything happened that way.
Sheets donated most of the hot dogs too. So yeah. So then after that, we got a proclamation of the Takeout Hunger Day. Gee, I wonder how that happened. A little bird must have whispered in Mr. Cute's ear about proclamation. And we weren't the only one who got a proclamation that day.
No, we weren't, but we were the first.
Wow, we were the first.
We were up first.
We were up first. So that's Dina and you and me and Barb Thorson with Mr. Cute. Yeah. So, well, upcoming, big time, Taste of Iredell fundraiser.
Wow.
Yeah. So
that was one heck of an event.
That was October. That was October. Bridging the Gap of Homelessness. And you see Dawn Baker there. She was out on the street selling tickets. So we went to Wine Maestro, Buffalo Brewery, Red Buffalo Brewery, and did some pre-sales. And then the other slide, you see one of the tables. It was a festival kind of like, but it was indoors on the event.
Right, the food was indoors.
Right. All the food was on the event floor. And then here's a better picture of it. You see, I mean, it was packed. It was before everybody really started coming. But we had Greenbrier Grill with his pickle sliders. He makes his own pickles. That's pretty amazing.
Yeah, he experimented with making pickles this year and made tons of pickles.
Wow.
And so when I asked him I asked him to participate, and he eventually came up with the pickle slider idea, and I thought that was a creative thing.
Yeah, and then the other picture is Andrea's Sweet Shop. She has some amazing desserts.
Yes, she did.
Then outside, you can see we had a big tent. We had string some lights. I don't think I added any evening photos, but it was really fun. And then obviously we've got the check being presented to the YMCA because they have the Bridge Academy.
Correct.
And that's where we got Bridging the Gap of Homelessness. So they were really appreciative. They got $8,000.
$8,000.
That's a whole lot of money. And our hope was that they could sponsor some additional students in their Bridge Academy program that serves the homeless population.
And that's what Blake from the Y said, is that donation is almost enough to cover 2 students.
Wow, that's
not
great.
Quite cover it, but pretty close.
Well,
so
that's good.
That's very powerful.
Yeah. So everyone who participated, bought a ticket, donated a sponsorship, good on you, because there's potentially 2 children that are going to get into that program. And it's life-changing. It really is. We also had North Iredell's
South
Iredell, sorry. Their string orchestra come, and they played the music, and they were fantastic.
They were fantastic.
Those good kids hung out. I mean, they were there for a long time.
They were just dedicated, and they sat there, and poor things, the sun was right there on them.
Baking them.
But it was a good night.
Right. So then we've got the other part of the fundraiser was the spirits cooler. And you see Joni right there. She's about to make it rain with the Benjamins. So that was a great adjunct to the fundraiser. And then the winner right there came to pick up her cooler. It was so heavy. It was like worth $800 or more.
Yeah.
It was packed. She's pretty happy. So I think she's going to be, somebody's in her
family
circle's going to have a party and maybe receive a bottle or two. So
might get a nice Christmas gift.
Yeah, that's great. So then moving into November, the CST that was in charge of November's meeting pulled off a amazing health and wellness fair.
It was cool.
And tell me a little bit about that, because you were
I was part of that group.
Yes, you were.
And what we did was we just came up with different topics that related to health and wellness. Our CST is the Community Impact Team, and health and wellness is one of our concepts. And we had mental health, we had a nutritionist, we had an MD and a RN, an NP. And we also had an organizer, and you see Tammy back there in the background doing yoga, and Dawn Baker, who is a brand new member, talked about self-care and skin pampering. And so we just talked about all the different things that relate to taking care of yourself.
Yeah. And then we had healthy snacks.
And healthy snacks.
We really did. And I think Lisa McBain made these charcuterie cups.
They were amazing.
Holy cow. God, that was really, really beautiful. And everybody ate the heck out of those things. So then the last luncheon of the year was the holiday luncheon meeting. And to the left, you see we were did pretty good on our tour drive. I think we're still accepting some more. This is for the Statesville Police Department, which is really great. And then we had a potluck, and that's really great. It was kind of like a old school church potluck. Everybody brings something, and then to start it off, though, Beth Webb played the piano, and we stood around in the foyer and sang Christmas songs, and that was really fun to get the spirit going.
Get the spirit started.
And then the lower photo, we had a great turnout. Honestly, it was really good. And then a little tiny photo in the middle, I passed out or distributed human trafficking stickers.
Right, which is a passion of yours.
That is something that I really has been on my heart. And so because people were driving, I said, would you please take these with you, and explained how to do it and where to put them. So also, we're just about at the end of the show, but Dana, you started Gem of the Month last year?
Last year.
So the Gem of the Months for this year were Leanne Sherrill, myself, Dina Chambers, Wanda Rushton, and Barb Thorson. And you get our talented member, Tanisha Schoolfield, who has a business downtown, a jewelry store.
It's called Creations by TYS.
And she makes these just custom little pendants, necklaces, and they're gorgeous, and we so appreciate that.
Well,
You're so
I
kind.
appreciate y'all, and it's just something small I can do.
Well, we really do appreciate it. And one of the things that I talked about earlier was we do yearly member and guest social events. So this is kind of a little grouping of all of the events that we have had. And I might have missed one, but we stay busy. We do one about... Is it every...
We tried last year to do one a month. We may not do that many this year because
Right.
that's a lot.
It is a lot, like
That's a
maybe
lot.
one every other month or
Right.
something like that. So we do some rock painting. Sometimes we just go and have coffee. There was Wine and Design with a Purpose. Wine Maestro was that had a kind of like a dollar amount went towards a charity, right?
That was done for the Partnership for Young Children
Right.
here in Statesville.
And that's a great idea because, you can hang out and visit with each other, and some of the profits go to a good cause. And then the final slide is, don't forget, we do event venue rentals. And so this shows how Full Bloom Film Festival has decorated the front lawn. And that's really cute. But we rent the house all year long.
Yes, we do.
And as you could see from the Taste of Iredell, how large that event floor is. And so those that are listening, don't forget, if it's a birthday or a baby shower or a wedding reception, Well, also, we've got 2 events coming up. We've got
2 business events.
two rental for, I think they're like CE sessions, continuing ed sessions.
Continuing ed sessions.
So, and hey, y'all, we also have Wi-Fi.
Wi-Fi now.
Woohoo!
Woo!
So with good upload speed. So if you all are looking for a venue that would fit with 125 standing and 75 seated, is that what our...
That is correct.
Fire code. So,
Fire
yeah.
code, yes.
So don't forget us. All right. Well, that ends the slideshow, and we're back here with you. And we just really appreciate everything that has happened this year.
I am so grateful for everything that we as a club have been able to accomplish.
Yeah.
We have done some amazing things, and I am so proud of this club.
Wow.
Not only have we done good things, but we've grown, personally as well as in numbers. And I want to thank everyone out there who has contributed to our success.
Yes.
Especially all of the many sponsors that we had for all of the different things, and the women who have come to meetings, and all the people that I've met that have said, don't forget me come January, or I'm going to be there in January. I'm going to be looking for you.
Yeah. And two, if you're looking to join the Statesville Women's Club, it is a fun club. It's some social, it's some work, but remember, you just do as much as you want.
Right.
And there are so many different aspects. And join and get involved in something that really touches your heart. And then you can be a servant with heart.
Yeah, a servant with heart. That's right.
Yeah. So thank you again, and we'll see you next time. And Happy New Year.
Thank you, everyone. Happy New Year to you, and happy holidays.
You've been listening to A Servant's Heart, sponsored by the Statesville Women's Club. We are located at 515 West End Avenue, Statesville. To contact us, you can email us at statesvillewomensclub@gmail.com or call 704-761-8208. Our website is statesvillewomensclub.org. Remember, that's Statesville Women's Club with an A.org.